let's understand the science behind learning maps. Yes, how to master map-based questions, how to remember everything on the map. Yeah, next. So UPSC Prelims 2022. Consider the following pairs. Hokera, Punjab, Renuka, Himachal, Rudrasagar, Tripura, Sasthamakota, Tamil Nadu. How many pairs given over were correctly matched? Only one pair, only 2 pairs, 4 pairs. Okay, next. Yeah. So just look at this craziness. Yeah. You know, in an ideal world, an exam should not be memory centric. It should not be memory centric. But in the real world, this exam is highly memory centric. I mean, I as a memory coach feel sad. I feel this, it should not be like this. But because it is like this and we want to enter into the system, we want to serve people. So let's take the challenge as it is. Yeah. Great. Next. 75. Which of the following are in Agasthamala Biosphere? Neyar Pepara Shedurni Mudumalai Satyamangalam Bayanad silent. Kondinya Gunda, Papi Gunda Mukurti, Kaval Sri Venkateshwara Nagar, Juna Sagar Sri Sailam. Okay. Next. Let's see. So for example, if you want to master the biosphere reserves of the country. Yeah. So this is the map. We have Cold Desert, Nanda Devi, se leke in the bottom, Great Nicobar, Gulf of Mannar, etc. Now, you exactly remember all the 18 items on it. Next. Step number 1. Make clusters. Mentally identify all the major clusters on the map, preferably direction-wise. So make a north cluster, south cluster. You can also make it like west, east, but you see what is more appropriate. For example, in this map, more appropriate classification is you make a north cluster, Cold Desert and Nanda Devi. One south, Seshuchalam, Nilgiri, Agastamalai, Gulf of Mannar and Great Nicobar. Then one can easily be made the northeast cluster. Yeah, Kanchenjunga, Manas, Nokrik, Dibru Saikova, Dihang, Dibang. And one can be made the middle cluster. The rest of all the things you can classify it as one big, they're also making a line, they're all horizontally placed together. Right? So one you make a middle cluster. So this is a mental classification that you do. If you want, you can also circle them neatly on your map. Okay, next. Step number 2. Within the clusters, connect all the points of the map in either a line or a shape. Okay, or wave. Now this line that you make has to be in a particular direction. Yeah, either it can be in the north-south direction or it can be in the east-west direction. Yeah, for example, let's see the middle cluster in this map. So we connect Run of Kutch, Pachmari, Panna, Achanakamar, Amarkantak, Simlipal, Sundarpan. Yeah, so they are moving from east to west. You will not make a line like from Run of Kutch, you connect Panna, then you connect Pachmari, then you connect Simlipal, then you connect Achanakamar, Amarkantak, then you connect Sundarban. Okay, don't make a east to west, west to east to west, west to east line like that. Let the line be in one particular direction. Okay, why? Because your mind will be more clear then. That okay, if I move from east to west, the order in which I am learning, this is how the biosphere reserves are placed. Because you know, UPSC asks questions that even center around, place these, 4 locations from north to south or from east to west. They ask questions like that, right? So make sure that the line that you do is in a particular direction. Okay, all right. Next. Count the number of points in every cluster and write it next to it. Okay, so okay, our above cluster has 2 points. Our northeast cluster has 5. The middle cluster has 6, and the south cluster has 5. Achha, now in the south cluster, you see, we have not made it a line, we have made it a curve. Yeah. So sometimes you will see that it's making more sense for you to remember it in a curve. Okay. So then you can use a curve also in that case. Yeah. Okay. So we have made it a curve. Seshachalam, Nilgiri, Agasthamalai, Gulf of Mannar, and Great Nicobar. Next. Now you learn. After a cluster, after the line, and after the count. And you remember it state-wise. Yeah. Always learn political maps. Even if you are learning the hills of the country, even if you are learning a geographical location, always plot them on the India political map. Why? Because then you will plot them state-wise. The states you know by-hearted, right? So it will be an additional, memory strengthening. Then you will be able to more easier, recall will be possible. Now, whenever you learn and revise, physically move your hands as if you are making that line in the air. How? So suppose Pradeep has learned Run of Kutch, Pachmari, Panna, Achanak Amar, Simlipal, Sundarban. Yeah. So how will Pradeep revise it? He'll say Run of Kutch, Pachmari, Panna, Achanak Amar, Simlipal, Sundar. Run of Kutch, Pachmari, Panna, Achanak Amar, Simlipal, Sundarban. You have to physically, like this, not mentally. You have to move your hand like this in the air. Because your muscles have memory. You will remember, okay, it's shaped like that. Yeah. And now, whenever you will recall, you will not recall it randomly. Okay. You will not recall like Sundarban and then Run of Kutch and then Achanak Amar. No. The recall that you do has to be in the same way that you have originally memorized it. Okay. Why? Because then the memory chain will be very strong. Because neurons are connected now in a particular chain. And when you flow that, what do we say? When you remember something, electricity flows through the neurons. Now, when you remember it again and again through the same channel, electricity goes through the same channel. Every time you recall it in the same way, you are able to recall it faster and faster and faster. So therefore, it's necessary that whenever you recall it, don't recall it like randomly. Recall it always in a particular manner. That's how you master things. Yeah? Okay. Now, if by this time also, it's not enough. Suppose by this time also, because see, all the 4 things that we have done till now, what? We made a cluster, we made a line or a shape, we counted things, and we are recalling in a particular fashion. We have done these 4 things. Suppose even after this, it's not enough. One more thing that you can do is, also we have learned them state-wise. We have done 5 things. Yeah. If doing this much is not enough, then you make an acronym if needed. Yeah. So you can use the double wrap here. So, Khan Mama ki Didi Sonia Jiji ko कोल्ड ना हो जाए बायोस्फीयर के पास रन करते करते. So what we are saying for people who don't know Hindi, Khan Mama's sister Sonia ji hope she doesn't get cold while she is running around biosphere reserves. Yeah. So of course you have the word biospheres here, and you have all the key words in English. Okay. So you have Khan M. Yeah, we'll see the breakup. Yeah. Next, Charisma. Next slide. So look at the acronym. Kha, Kanchenjunga, Na, Nokrek. So we have started from the northeast. Yeah, Khan, Kanchenjunga, Nokrek. Mama, Manas. Didi is Dibru Saikova and Dihang Dibang. Next, Sonia, Gigi is the bottom cluster. So every word is a cluster. Yeah. So Khan Mama Didi is northeast cluster. Sonia Gigi is south cluster. So Sonia is Seshachalam, Nilgiri, Agastha Malay. Gigi is Gulf of Mannar and Great Nicobar. Then cold na ho jaye. Yeah, cold is cold as that. Na is Nanda Devi. Then the last is pass run. So this is a central cluster. Panna, Panchamara, Amarkantak, Simlipal, Sundarbans, run of touch. Yeah. So this is the last resort. Yeah, to even more strengthen it. Okay, next. Yeah, next. Okay, so let's see another map. How to remember tiger reserves in the country. Yeah, we have questions every year around some important tiger reserve. Yeah, okay. How to do that? Next. Yeah, first thing is, one step back. So first thing is you make a cluster. Okay, so we have made a north cluster, a northeast cluster, yeah, and a cluster in the middle and south. Okay, next. So let's see the south cluster. Bhadra, Nagarhole, Bandipur, Mudumalai, Parambikulam, Annamalai, Periyar, Satyamangalam, Kalakkad, Mandan, Thurai. Okay. Next. So first you classify them in state-wise also. Yeah. So we have 4 in Karnataka: Kali, Bhadra, Nagarhole, Bandipur. Okay. Then 3 in Kerala: Mudumalai, Parambikulam, Periyar, and 4 in Tamil Nadu: Satyamangalam, Annamalai, Kalakkad, Mundanturai. I think Mudumalai is also in Tamil Nadu, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Gulf of... Okay, done. Okay, next. Yeah. So let's see another example. Consider this UPSC Prelims 2022. Consider the following pairs. Site of Ashoka's major rock at its location in the state: Dhauli, Odisha; Eragudi, Andhra Pradesh; Jagoda, Madhya Pradesh; Kalsi, Karnataka. How many pairs given above are correctly matched? Only 1, only 2, only 3, only 4. Unless you know the correctness of all the 4 edicts and their correct states, you cannot crack this. Next. So let's see. Edicts of Ashoka. So we have first type, we have major rock edicts that they have given in squares. Then we have triangles as the pillar edicts. Then we have some minor rock edicts, and they have also given the territorial limits of the empire of Ashoka. Great. Okay, next. So first we'll make the cluster. So we have the northwest cluster. Yeah. And then we have one northern cluster, and then we have one Deccan cluster or southern cluster. Okay. Next. Now, what can be... So first is that we will first only connect the major rock edicts. Yeah, the question is on rock edicts, right? So rock edicts are the squares. So Kandahar, Shabasgiri, and Mansehra is this the first line. So we have one line of Kandahar, Shabasgiri, Mansehra. So Kandahar, Shabasgiri, Mansehra, Kandahar, Shabasgiri, Mansehra. So you recall it in this direction and this order. First cluster done. Then second cluster we have only Kalsi. Yeah, in the northern cluster. Now in the Deccan cluster we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points. So first I'll tell you the acronym. Yeah. So the acronym that I made was Shabash Monkey, Deja ye sarso aur ghee Ashoka ki rocks pe. Yeah, so what all we have to remember, it's the rock edicts of Ashoka, right? So in your double wrap, rock and Ashoka has to be there for sure. Apart from rock and Ashoka, all the coded acronyms will be there. So what is that? Shabash Monkey, Deja ye sarso aur ghee. This is the location. Yeah, so for people who don't know Hindi, this is very good monkey. Go give this sarso and ghee to Ashoka on his rock edicts. Yeah, so suppose you have a monkey and you tell that monkey, go give this sarso ghee, sarso tail, oil and ghee. Go give this sarso and ghee to Ashoka on his rock edict. Yeah. Now, but I'll of course decode the Hindi thing because that is the coding which is there. So shabash. Shabash is what? Shabaz gadi. Then monkey. What is monkey? It's Mansera and Kalsi. Then next we have actually Mansera, monkey. We will count it as Kandahar, not Kalsi, because Kalsi is anyways standalone. Yeah, so in monkey we will just have Mansera and Kandahar. We'll correct that. Okay. Kalsi will remember it's a standalone thing. Next we have Deja ye sarso ghee. Okay, what is this? De is Dhauli, Ja Jagoda, Ye Yera Gudi, Sa Sannati, So Sopara, and Gi Girnar. Again, this word is in the order. Yeah, and yeah. So Deja, Dhauli, Jagoda, then Ye is Yeragod. So Deja Ye is Dhauli, Jagoda, Yeragodi, Dhauli, Jagoda, Yeragodi. Okay, Deja Ye, done. Dhauli, Jagoda, Yeragodi. Now, Sannati, Sopara, Girnar. So, Sarso, Sarsa, So, and Ghee. Sarso, Ghee. Yeah, Sannati, Sopara, Girnar. Sarso, Ghee, Sannati, Sopara, Girnar. Sannati, Sopara, Girnar. Yeah. So, Dhauli, Jagoda, Yeragodi, Sannati, Sopara, Girnar. We have done with the southern cluster also. You would say, sir, आप तो रट्टा मारना सिखा. Sir, कितना रटना पड़ रहा है? You would say, sir, this is like training in how to. What do we say in English? What's the word of ratna in English? Rote learning? No. Whatever. But this is the reality of this exam. You saw the question, right? In 2022, they asked 4 rock edicts and they asked 4 states. Now, if I make the UPSC paper, I will not ask such a question. I will rather ask a conceptual question, If I have to ask a question on Ashoka, I will ask something about the society then, and I will ask the reason that why this trend was prevalent, so that it tests the conceptual understanding. But this is the reality. You have to ratify things. And especially with the latest trend, it's even more ratification. So you will have to employ such methods to learn things. Otherwise, you will go mad. If you don't have any method to remember these things, you will not be able to remember these things for sure. At the end, you have to learn like more than 150 maps. You will go mad. And then at the end, you won't remember. You'll get confused. Yeah. Okay. Next. So a summary now. How to remember maps. Yeah. First, make clusters direction-wise. Second, connect all points within a cluster using a shape curve line. Third, count the number of points in a line or within a cluster. Fourth, remember it state-wise. Fifth, physically move your hand in the shape of the line-shaped curve. Yeah. Sixth, always make the shape either in north-south or east-west direction or in a curve. Either this or in a curve. Okay, where a curve you see is more probable. Then always recall in the same manner and not randomly. Okay, and last is make a funny acronym, double wrap if needed. Okay, all right, great.